Hello, everybody out there, and welcome to Dark Avenger. The Dark Avenger. Wow,
What a way to start it.
It's Sunday. Welcome back to another episode of the Dark Avenger comic book review. Look, there's the Dark Avenger comic book review, the Dark Avenger comic book haul, and the Dark Avenger live show. It's three.
And don't forget Frontline.
Two out of those three are live shows. Okay, so when I say welcome back to the Dark Avenger, I automatic, fill in the blank, one of the three. But anyway,
on a Sunday.
I was going to say that. We are recording this on Sunday. We got Jeremy Renfro, who is literally a ghost because it says we have 0 viewers right now. But hey, I'm not complaining. Jeremy Renfro, what's going on, my friend? We are recording this. Oh, now it says 1. We are recording this live on Sunday instead of Monday because we read all of our. Well, let me be honest with you guys. Out of a lot of the books, there weren't really that many books that came out this week.
Digitally and physically.
I don't know how many digital we have, but physically we have 3, 6, 7.
Well,
We have 7 physical, and Mike has a bunch of digital, but I would agree that we probably have about 7 digital as well.
I guess so.
Give or take. So anyway, we have a short week, so we finished reading. And we said, why are we going to wait till Monday? Let's do it now. Let's do it live, and let's do it now. Because we got all of our books fresh in our head.
Yep.
So why the hell not? We had some big books, some minor disappointments, but for the most part, enjoyable reads this week. Next Secret Empire came out. Uprising started. We got Saga that's back from its break. We got some conclusions. The final part to the first story arc of Hulk. And yes, it's Michael Reed. Congratulations, my friend. He says, finally, I made it to 1. Yes, I'm really glad, man. I saw that you commented last week, and we just missed you. I'm glad you're on, and we caught you this week. And we're a day early, so, hey, this is a good thing, man. This is a good thing.
And we got some people now, since I'm guessing everybody finished watching that disappointing pay-per-view.
Yeah, we won't talk about that. We had a great conversation with Sam Humphreys. Nice. Congratulations, Jeremy, on the conversation. So, this is episode 395.
You're going to look?
I already saw it.
Oh, you did see it.
I don't understand your logic, but there are only 5. I don't know why he got a picture of a candle.
What is wrong with a candle?
Got a picture of a candle.
With stars on it. I mean, 5. I mean, you want to make this a big thing. 5 after 400. 5 is getting there. 5. You look in and get the $5 footlong sign. So it was either that or this. And I'm pretty sure
$5 footlong sounds good.
Oh, you know what? You go look for numbers.
So we are 5 episodes away, counting this one, from episode 400. We are in June. It's cute. A+.
Thank you.
Reed said. Now, this is for these books, and this review were released on
May 31st, 2017, the last weekend day of May.
However, we're recording this in June, and I'd like to point out that there's only 5 episodes left.
Yep.
And ironically, I believe, if I am correct, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, this is 5. This is the 5th.
The Sunday.
So there's only 4. After this, there's 4 more episodes to go.
Right.
June 26th books. The last week of June's books will be the 400th comic book review episodes books. So we are going to get some special books, obviously, like we do for all the hundreds. We'll be ordering them from Midtown probably.
No, wouldn't it be for July 5th?
Would it be for July? I don't think so.
It would be for July 5th.
95, 96, 97, 98, 99. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, July 5th.
The first week of July.
Yeah, July 9th would probably be the review for that. I don't know.
Well, follow along with us, everybody. Michael's kind of right. So anyway, first week of July, last week of August, or last week of June. I don't know how you're. Oh shoot, you are right.
Yeah, because after my.
How did I factor it that it was the end of June?
No, because you thought. Because remember why I said my 10-year video for Deuterock 18.
Right, and I didn't factor in the 5th week. So I didn't factor in the 5th week of May either. Okay, so
it's the
first week of July,
after
right?
the
First
10-year
week of July, right? So we have the first week of July. We'll be dropping 400. There'll be an announcement video. We'll have special comics that we'll be adding to our order that we'll be talking about on 400. We're going to have a blast. It will be a live show. I will tell you now that 400 will, in fact, be a live show. We will have a date for it. We're more than likely going for Monday. So we are going to make sure that we read every single book as fast as we can. So that week on Monday, you will have it. This is just a minor announcement before we get into the books. It's not that many this week. And that's what we're going to do. So that's going to be our 400th. There will be an announcement video that will happen right before. It will be a video. And it's going to happen an hour before the comic review. So it gives you guys a little bit of a heads up on what we're planning next after 400. Because after every 100, things change up. Mike joined after 100. 200, a panel began. 300, we tried to switch to the world's finest.
Oh.
And that was kind of a little bit insane. And then we went back to the regular way. So 400, and then 350, I believe, we moved to Comic Frontline.
Oh, and don't forget Villains Month was after 200, right?
Right.
It was after 200, yeah. That was awesome.
350, we actually did something. So for 400, we're going to do something. There is something in the works. I will tell you guys that.
Do we have the world's largest gummy worm after 300 or 350?
We had bear.
No, that was 100.
Yeah, that was it.
The gummy worm?
No.
I could have sworn we had the gummy worm.
No, we did not. So we will be doing something special for 400. Stay tuned. Towards the end of the month, we will be discussing that more. So an announcement video, 400. We'll see. There might be some special videos on my channel. And if you're watching this on my channel, by the time this video goes up, it should be the end of June, because I've been watching and my videos are slowly catching up. So this should be towards the end of June. So if you're watching this now, that means 400 should be right around the corner, because I'm uploading 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So this should be going up the week before, maybe not. I'm not sure. As we finish these live shows, I move them over to my channel. So if you're watching this on my channel, that means that 400 is right around the corner. So definitely keep an eye on Frontline for 400. And 400 will be uploaded also on this channel, which if you're watching this channel, that means, my channel. This will be uploaded on Dark Avenger C86. There will be an announcement video on Frontline only. So I'll probably, after the announcement, there'll be stuff that I probably post on my channel as well, just to give you guys a heads up on what's going to happen with the comic review also. But enough time talking about 400. Let's read comments, and then we focus on 395. So, watch Doctor Strange, first favorite Marvel movie. Batman 23, best filler. I want to see, Michael Reed saw Wonder Woman. That's awesome. Nice. Now he wants to see it in 3D. Respected nod to Swamp Thing, except for that happened to Alan Moore. 23 was my weaker one, now that I remember. Swamp Thing Deluxe by Scott Snyder. It gets disturbing. Yes, it does. That was my favorite. Dude, the red versus the green. Don't you remember?
Oh, I thought you meant disturbing as in something.
And then Michael Reed said he cannot wait for 400. Neither can we. We are excited. We are very excited. I'll make other announcements for live shows this week as we go along. So let's get into the comics. Aliens, Dead Orbit, issue number 2. I know I said I was not going to come back to this book because the artwork was out there. However, one of my good friends, Victor Dandridge, actually read and reviewed on his black, white, and red all over. And when I say red, I don't mean R-E-D, it's R-E-A-D all over. It's on Facebook. Follow Victor Dandridge, Vantage Productions. This is one of his books right here.
Yeah, I think I got an invite on his page this week.
Great guy. And I liked what he was thinking about the artwork, that it was out there. So I decided to give issue 2 another chance. But again, with the artwork, it just doesn't fit as well as I'd like for an Alien book. I'm working on. Oh, nice. The artwork takes me out a little bit. So we find out that 2 of the crew members on the space station were face hugged, apparently. We had chest bursters that happened, and that was in the past. Now we're back in the present with the guy running from what he believes is an alien, but it isn't. He has to fix a part of the space station. He gets trapped, and then he gets caught by the aliens, and now they're taking him away. We don't know where. I don't honestly believe I will be reviewing issue number 3. I don't think I'll be probably still skimming over it and reading it. I'll still be reading it digitally, but I probably won't be reviewing it. Artwork is a little bit much, a little bit out there for me. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 2017 annual.
Yeah, this is a nice cover, actually.
It was a really nice cover. And you get several stories in here. You get Draken's story, or the evil Tommy. You find out what happened after the Rangers saved Tommy. And in this other universe, Tommy ends up running away and re-teaming with Rita. And we get to see that here. We see Tommy on the run and not knowing what he wants to do. And then Rita shows up and basically talks to him about somebody else she knew called Drac, and he was an alien. And how she knew he was great, and that's why she pushed him, and she believed Tommy would be great, and that's why she wants to push him. And Tommy wants to hear more about Draken. Every time Tommy morphs, the Rangers see him in the morph grid, so they try to find him. And he morphed in the beginning of this story, and Jason and Zach show up to try to find him, and they don't. And he kind of runs off and disappears. So the Rangers are trying to find him. Rita finally catches him, and now he wants to hear more. He's starting to believe that maybe Rita's ideas are the best. So this is basically if Tommy went with Rita instead of staying with the Rangers. Next story was a Trinity solo. It was really good. I really enjoyed that. It had Trinity versus Goldar. The Rangers showed up. She was on vacation. There was a flashback to Rita and Zordon before the Power Rangers, and they were fighting for this meteorite, or this I forgot what it was exactly, this element, and she sends Goldar to get it, and luckily Trinity's there, and she fights him. Then the Rangers show up, and they fight Goldar, and they save the day. Yay for the Power Rangers. The next story was a Zach story. It was like basically Forever Black, because it was a Forever Green or Forever Red. Forever Red. What was that? Green with Envy, was it?
Green with Envy was
Green with Evil. Green with Evil, then Forever Red, and then there's Forever. Now, in this book, it's Forever Black, and all the Black Rangers from all corners of the multiverse are pulled to this one place to fight this being. We get to see Adam back when Adam was the Ninja Ranger.
Yep.
And we get to see all different types of Zacks, and they question Adam. They're like, "You're not a Zack," and the guy that they save interrupts and says, "You know what? It's best you don't know each other, because each one of you has a different possibility. It's not good to know one of your futures," or et cetera, et cetera. And then they all go back after they save the guy. That's long story short. The last story is a Finster story. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I really didn't read it. I didn't care. I really don't care about Finster's background. I know it is kind of building a background for Finster's character, but it's Finster. It's Finster, man. I don't care. And it was a annual week. So I was like, you know what? If I had to skip one story, it was going to be Finster. So I basically I was done. Let's see. Tonight's loss could lead to someone going, oh, I know what you mean. That's WWE. I have a coworker friend who got tattoo, who Green Ranger Saber plus signed by. Oh, nice. Very nice. Very awesome. All right. So now Mike's going to go, and I'm going to open up this. I actually ended up getting Mountain Dew SA, which is basically 3 flavors in one: Code Red, Whiteout, and Voltage, all mixed into one.
So I gotta admit, it tastes really good.
It tastes amazing. So it's basically red, white, and blue, which basically make this nice, beautiful kind of like lavender color, which I hope it'll show up on stream. Yeah, but I'm kind of shadowing it because I don't want it to spill all over. So once I get it all out, there we go. Move the can.
Looks like Ivan Ooze color.
It sort of does. It's like a purpley color or lavender color. It tastes amazing. I'm sure it's a limited time only, and I'm sad about that because I like all 3. But hey, if you can get all 3, then you can just continue to mix them.
It's not brought to you by Pepsi, even though that's a Brooklyn Boys reference. Okay.
Mountain Dew is actually a product of Pepsi.
Okay, then. WWE issue number 5. The cover that shows Dean Ambrose entering Brock Lesnar's Suplex City. And for that, this actually prepared by the Pepsi Cola Bottling Company. Oh, wow. Okay. So it's not brought to you by Mountain Dew. So this is actually more of the focus point on Dean Ambrose since we left the Seth Rollins story. Now we're going into Dean Ambrose's story. And I like how it's all about now Money in the Bank, where the security guard...
I'm glad they moved off the Seth. I will say that. I'm glad they moved into a different story now.
Right. And this is all about the security guard that's trying to get the Money in the Bank suitcase to Triple H. But then Dean Ambrose is like taking it over, and then we have Sasha Banks and Charlotte backstage, and Dean Ambrose helps Charlotte with the whole.
No, he helped
Sasha Banks with the whole Charlotte thing that was going on. And as he was going backstage to fix the truck that we thought was his, it actually belonged to the beast known as Brock Lesnar, with Paul Heyman that was in there, of course.
I'm positive Michael was holding that in for a while.
I was actually. And then, so then they have a little bit of a fight. Dean Ambrose manages to escape after his car got damaged. And then throughout the highway, he meets up with Sasha Banks, and then they just drive away, and that's the end. And then the second story was kind of weird with the whole New Day fighting the
they got a WWE work.
Like what?
Boom Studios, seriously, work on your secondary stories.
It was
WWE.
just all.
They're out of this world.
Yeah, it was like all the positivity facing the negativity things, and then Kofi Kingston saying it's up to you. And it was like, okay.
I mean, they really have some random stuff that they put in those secondary stories.
Yeah, there were good stories, but this one, I'm sorry, was not.
I didn't like the Wyatt family one either.
Oh, God, don't remind me of that one either. Lobster Johnson, thank you, Lord. The Pirates Ghost issue 3 of 3 is over. And thank you, Lord, because this is my worst book of this week. I mean, Lobster Johnson, I just couldn't stand the story. It was like, they're going.
If you hear pitter patter, that's the just in case because it's raining.
That's the rain, yeah. So there's this guy who has this pirate hand that we believe is the pirate hands, and then this little then the boss who throws in the ocean. Ow! He gets killed by the I forgot what his name was.
If Jay was in the comments, he'd help.
Yeah. So he goes on the boat to try to.
Jay, I know you're in the comments. I know you watch everything. There are 3 viewers here.
Why wouldn't I
and
review
2 people are
something?
commenting. I know you're there, Jay. I know you're there watching. I know you're there, Jay. You could help Mike out.
So yeah,
moving back to Mike and his review now. Yeah. Unless this is on my channel, then Jay, you're probably not watching it anymore. But if it's a live show, Jay, I know you're watching. I know you're watching. Original.
So as he's going on the boat to try to save this woman from all this and that, what's going on? What are you doing?
Nothing. Grab your mic. Are you relaxed?
Because you're gonna do something. We also get Lobster Johnson who meets up with like he tries to save the woman and everything, and then it was just like a whole thing of the pirate trying to find where he was, and we found out where he was, and then in the end he kills the guy after he gets reunited with Gina, and when he shoots him, he just says, justice. I'm like, really, Lobster Johnson? Shooting a guy, you call that justice?
Oh.
What?
Oh.
What's
Speaking of shooting a guy in justice, I'm going to really enjoy telling you about Secret Empire issue number 3.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I'm going to... Everybody keep your mouth shut. No.
No?
No.
Oh.
Anybody in the comments that says anything, I swear I will time you out.
Daylocrosity, issue number 4. And to be honest, the last issue of this volume was not a bad book. It really wasn't. It was Dave trying to fight off against Glenn's which we'll call a computerized thing where it messes with everybody's mind under his mind control, so to say. So Dave, he just keeps fighting and fighting throughout all the robots, and his son helps him out as well. But in the end, for good old Dave, he did not make it. During the robot wars, he was actually killed, and it was a very heartfelt scene for his son because he was like saying, "I love you, Dad," you know, like he didn't die out on us, and he actually died in this issue. But at the end of the issue, after 1 year later, we see a green light glow. It went from red to green. It did say the end, but didn't say question mark. So maybe that could mean there's another Dave O'Crossy, another volume.
Maybe.
Or maybe not. But it was a great way to end the book. So I really enjoyed that issue. And the robot whole thing was really awesome. Time for some scary stories and Grimm Tales of Terror, Volume 3, Issue number 5.
We got Alan in the comments. It comes to one truly dies, Mike, and you should know this.
Oh, well, yeah. But anyway, so in Grimm Tales of Terror,
Oh, it's comics. No one truly dies, Mike. You should know this.
Oh.
I read that completely wrong. Wow.
So this was about this group called Nuff Film, and their thing was that they were trying to film this woman who's diving in a pool, and somebody actually kills the woman. And they're like saying, "Oh, we should call the cops." And then the guy's like saying, "No, we shouldn't, because it's going to be the end of us. You know, we should just try to just not tell anybody about this. Let this film not be let out or anything." One of the gangs, you know, they bring it to the what was it called? Black Film Studios, I think it was called, where they actually released the film, and the guy like said, "I told you not to release this whole thing." And then the spirit woman, Connie, that was her name, Connie, follows her everywhere and then gets each and every film crew a death because they didn't give her a proper burial, because in the end you find out that her burial was filled with guts and everything, where he just throws the guy in there saying, you know, "I am the guy who knows about all this killing thing, not you." So he buries him alive. And luckily he gets in the end where one of them says, you know, where one of the sisters, Miss Connie, which she might have been behind the whole getting him dead for all that. But really great stuff, though, guys. Definitely check out the issue. Grimm Tales of Terror. Just, it's where it's at.
Now let's continue with Grimm Fairy Tales, issue number 6. This is the, I believe, my last physical book. I am moving this back to a digital stack. I wanted to get the first story arc, which I believe, you know, I don't even think this is story arc anymore. I believe each issue is its own story right now, which is cool. So I'm not cutting a story off in the middle, but we get the Pied Piper, who is abducting children, and Robin is on the hunt. This is all taking place in New York. Yes, Robin Hood is in this book. And you got Skylar and Jasmine, and I forgot the girl that Skylar is with, but she's basically her mentor. And they're watching The Lion King, but Skylar doesn't want to go on Broadway, so she decides to take a walk home, and she meets the Pied Piper. She fights the Pied Piper. She kind of loses. She teams up with Robin, and we find out that the Pied Piper's working for this rich old dude who is basically trafficking children.
Oh.
Skylar fights the Pied Piper. Robin fights the old dude, the old rich dude. Old rich dude doesn't see it out. Pied Piper gets away. And this is basically a infomercial on child trafficking. And be careful, because Skylar and Robin Hood are going to get you. And then that's really it. End of the book. That's the long and short of it. I left out a bunch of dialogue, but just like what we've seen in every single other book since Skylar started as the Guardian of the Realms, it's basically her introducing herself as the Guardian of the Realms to everyone. This one just happened to be Robin Hood. The next issue is Snow White, so I'm guessing now Snow White's going to... what is Snow White?
Want to see?
Yeah, let me see. Which one was the next one? I like the Robin Hood crossover. I'm glad I got that physically. But the next one I think is Wonderland, if I'm not mistaken. I want to make triple sure.
A Wonderland one shot? We already did that. I mean,
Snow White, no.
It is Snow White, yeah. Because I did Wonderland.
No, I thought she was crossing into Wonderland.
Oh.
Snow White, that's next. So this book, anyone who's a fan of Image books, anyone who's a fan of Saga, I hope you guys grab this book. It's 25 cents. Saga, issue number 43. So Alana lost the baby in the last issue. This is no surprise to anybody, because that's how they ended it. And then they took a break. They took a couple months break. So we're back now, and she's in...
What?
She's in... I really hope that people don't get offended by this, but she's in abortion town. Because the baby's dead, and she pretends that Prince Robot is her husband, and they go there for the abortion, and she's 8 months along, and they're like, we can't do that. And then I like how the Owl sheriff was like, there is a place in the Outlands that does it. You can go there, and they'll basically do anything if you pay enough. And then and then I love how what's her name? Oh, God.
What the hell?
I love how the daughter catches us up and starts from the very beginning, talks about how the war happened, how her parents met.
What are you reading?
And What? This is a recap.
This is weird.
You're weird. And then how she was born, how Hazel was born, and then up to the part where she lost the baby. And now we find out that because she's carrying a dead a dead half-breed, she's apparently like now a sacred vessel, but they have to get rid of the baby or else it'll kill her. So you got Marco, who's kind of trying to deal with what's going on. You have Hazel, who's asking, I forgot who this person was, Petror, however you say his name, about why she has a penis because she's a transgender, and Entity Edge Network, what's up, man? And then, you know, she wants to have this conversation because she feels so mixed because she's half of her mom, half of her dad. So she kind of feels weird, and she's worried that, you know, she's different because she has all these different things. And that's when Alana comes back. She leaves Prince Robot in the back. She told him, after what you did and you caused me to lose my baby, that's it.
Whoa.
And then we get the dung. Apparently the dung that, or the crap that comes out of the ship apparently can make dung people, which end up being copies of the people it's from, and they end up in this fight. And then we find out that Alana might actually have magical powers like Marco's people. And I think it's from the unborn child that's inside her. It's crazy. It is crazy. I will say that much. It is insane.
Dark Days in Comics sounds like Mike Face says it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alan, what are your thoughts about the pay-per-view tonight? Let me know for Extreme Rules.
All right. As you guys know, I mentioned I was going to be moving Wonder Woman to a digital pile as of Greg Rucka is leaving. I did not know that he was doing the Wonder Woman annual. However, I got so many annuals this week that I decided to just keep Wonder Woman a digital. So Wonder Woman annual number 1. We get several stories in here. We get Wonder Woman's first meeting with Superman and Batman, which was cool, but they should not have advertised it as such a big deal because, honestly, it was one of the shorter stories in this book. Then you have another story where Wonder Woman is playing ambassador of the Justice League. King Shark is put on to be executed. There's no trial, no nothing. He's found guilty and they want to kill him. Wonder Woman shows up to kind of say, you know, he needs a trial. He needs to be tried right. And we find out that King Shark really did nothing wrong. He was attacked first, and the son or the person who caught him was wrong. He just wanted to do it to kill King Shark. So he's found innocent. Aquaman shows up to take him to Atlantis because he did have other crimes to answer for. But that was an awesome story. Then you have Wonder Woman. I'm trying to remember. There was another story, and then there was the kaiju one. Oh, why does this other story leave my mind right now? I forget that other one. Oh, Wonder Woman in Japan. And you get some really cool sword fighting with Wonder Woman. But it was a forgettable story. I already forgot about that one. The last story was my favorite. Wonder Woman fighting a kaiju, and it actually looks like the kaiju from oh my god, what's that movie?
What movie?
The one that we got with the mech. Oh my god, why is that movie leaving me at the moment? Somebody in the comments will say it, but it's cool because she's fighting it, and then she uses her lasso, and she finds out that it's a baby, and you know, it got trapped there. It just wants to go home. It doesn't want to hurt anybody or anything, and she ends up taking it to Dinosaur Island, which is really cool where it fits in. And that's the end of the book. It is an enjoyable book, I will say that. I enjoyed Wonder Woman a lot, but the Batman Superman story, I feel like it was unfinished because Wonder Woman introduces herself to Batman and Superman, who are basically spying on her, and she's like, we'll meet later. I have something I have to do now, but I'll come to both of you separately when I'm ready. And we don't get that part. When she flies off and Batman and Superman have an exchange of dialogue, that's the end of the story. And it's like, well, I want the next part. I want to see her meeting Batman. I want to see her meeting Superman. That could have been 2 stories right there. And you could have axed out the King Shark, and you could have axed out the Japanese one that I already forgot about. The Kaiju one keeper was good. But I kind of felt like I got half a story there with the Superman Batman. Then Alan answered you about the pay-per-view. After this month, Tokyo Ghoul, and then that's about Jeremy's talking about Tokyo Ghoul. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. Alan's comment.
Cable issue number 1.
Let me guess, it wasn't good.
No, it was not.
I figured.
I personally and honestly, you can keep that there for 2 seconds. I forgot something. Okay. I personally I couldn't care less for this book, and I'm going to explain why in just a second. Okay. Now, I'm sorry, I had to grab something off the shelf. I wanted to move the can. So, Cable is time traveling, and he's chasing after somebody, and he goes into the Wild West first, finds this gang of Wild West people. Shh, you don't know yet. Finds this gang of Wild West, this gang in the West, and they're giving these futuristic guns to fight Cable. Cable beats them, keeps one guy, and tells him, where did you meet this guy? Where did he go? Yada, yada, yada. And the guy takes him to where the guy left. Man, it's getting heavy out there. And then what happens is he travels forward in time, and then we're in like Japan or China or something, and he goes and fights these samurais, and they have glowing futuristic swords, except they kind of beat him because they're a little bit smarter than the cowboys. And what the hell did I just read? Why is Cable basically playing Quantum Leap? He's chasing after somebody. I forget who he was chasing after. I don't even think he mentioned it. And this was why I did not get this book physically, number 1. Number 2, and this is on the heels of reading Gen X 2, which is actually ironically next. We're not going to talk about that now. But I said Gen X was the weakest book. After reading Cable, I can tell you guys right now, and this isn't including Iceman, I will digitally read Iceman still because I got to know if it's bad or not. And, of course, they added Dawkins. Dawkins is back in Iceman.
What?
I know. So I'll be reading that. But for right now, Cable was the weakest. And I was kind of hoping Cable wouldn't have been the weakest because I wanted to get that in trade. But after reading this first issue...
What's up, Justin?
What's up, Justin? Oh, he's just in time for this then. So, Cable. You know what happens? Do you know what happens when a book's first issue... Stop, what are you laughing at?
No.
Do you know what happens when a book in its first issue lets us down? Do you know what happens when a book is the weakest in its relaunch series? Do you know what happens?
No, what happens?
Do you guys know what happens when a book is weak in its first issue? Do you want to know?
Yes.
Cable? You just made the list! What's so funny?
Just go. You made the list. Uh-oh.
You're lucky this isn't that list. This is the comic list. You're lucky this isn't the other one. That one pending. So we got like what happens when Toad gets struck by lightning.
All right, let's go on to the next one.
So speaking of Generation X, let's do Generation X issue number 2, which I did not like the artwork once again on. However, I am interested now kind of in the story. So what happens is Jubilee and the others end up fighting Jubilee and X-Men fight the Purifiers, while the others, who are supposed to be her students, she sends them to the library to protect the humans and protect everybody else while they're fighting the Purifiers. And Quentin is left in the school to clean up. So Quentin ends up getting in the middle of this fight between the X-Men and the Purifiers, makes things worse. And in the end, one kind of sneaks away into the library where he's met with the other mutants and humans, and that's when Jubilee shows up just in time, thank God, to save the day. But we find out that Quentin kind of makes more trouble than what he's worth. And that's why, I love how Jubilee says, that's why you're not an X-Man. Because every time we think you're ready, you screw up. You self-destroy yourself. Just reading and collecting too many comics. Oh, okay, you were talking about that. just put all of Marvel. No, I'm not putting all of Marvel on the list, Alan. I do like a fair amount of Marvel books. But anyway, back to Generation X. So Jubilee basically tells these students of hers, in a nice way, yes, unfortunately, Jubilee is still a vampire, and in the artwork, they make it a point to show her fangs multiple times, which I hate. Pisses me off. But anyway, looking over that, she basically, in a nice way, tells them, you know, the X-Men are pretty big, and they're not really looking for new people to join the team. So really, what she's doing for them is she's training them on how to blend in or how to deal with and cope in with humanity. And yes, some might make it to the X-Men, a choice few, but for the most part, the X-Men are kind of booked. And I love how Quentin kind of jumps in on her being nice and basically says the X-Men are full. They're basically telling you the X-Men are full. They're going to basically teach you, you know, your how to deal with your powers, how to deal with working with humans, and then they're going to send you back out into the world. So if you're here to be an X-Men, they're basically telling you they're filled up. But I am interested, and I love how Quentin's like, so why am I here? Why am I part of this team? And that's when Jubilee tells him basically, well, that's why. So I'll stick around for the next issue, but to be fair and to be quite honest, though, I don't like the artwork. So this book would not get a trade paperback by later. I would just keep everything digital for Generation X. I don't even know. I'll review maybe the next one if it doesn't, you know, if I lose it while reading issue 3, I'm going to stop reading it right there. You know what happens when I hear vampires? Oh, I think of Twilight. Yeah. I'll give it one more issue to be safe, but to be quite honest, between the artwork and where the direction of this book kind of is going, I might put it into my just casual read whenever I have the free time, because I'm reading a lot of books right now, to be quite honest. So while it's nice to see Jubilee back, nice to see Quentin back, basically they just told us in this book, the writer basically just told us that this is a book for mutants that are not basically ever going to be X-Men. It's just a book about training mutants on how to cope and get, you know, oh God, I had the word, and then re-enter society, knowing all of their abilities and what they can and can't do and how to cope with it. And I don't know if I'm really down for that type of a book, but I'll read the next issue and give it a solid try before I definitely put it to a casual read or not. We got Larry Higgins, Rebel Comics, in the comments. When I think werewolf, I think Steve and Ollie. I actually think of werewolf by oh my God, shoot, there is a werewolf book comic I'm thinking of, but the title anyway. Secret Empire Uprising issue number 1. I didn't like the artwork. I truly didn't care for the story. It's about Black Widow and her team of revolutionaries and her training them and them sneaking into or sending a spy, which is basically Amadeus Cho, into one of the Hydra strongholds, and he has to act like a sleeper agent basically. And did you get all the game? Yes, I did, Alan. Werewolf by Night, maybe Wolf by Night, maybe that's it. But yeah, I didn't care for it. It's gonna be a nice side read for me, but in the end, spoiler alert, Amadeus Cho, to kind of make himself, you know, fit in more and kind of get like a commendation, he tries to rat out that Spider-Man Miles is there and the rest of his team is there, and they chase them off, and one of the heads is like, the heads are gonna love you. You're definitely gonna get to be brownie points with them, and it's to be continued. I might just keep it as a side thing to read. No, for me it's been fine, Jeremy. So that's my book, and now I believe you have 2 books.
Yep. Starting with Deadpool.
Skip all the Civil War minis. Skip them all. You mean skip all the Secret Empire? You mean Secret Empire, Justin? I'm not talking about Civil War. I'm talking about Secret Empire. Okay.
Deadpool.
All the features. I forgot about that. I'll go.
Deadpool issue number 31. So in Deadpool issue number 31, it talks about a mission that Captain America gives to Deadpool to find Phil Coulson. And when he finds him, to actually go and kill him. So it's just the whole, I don't know, it's really off character for Captain America. So the whole issue is just Deadpool looking for Phil Coulson, and he does find him in this whole safe house thing that, what was the girl's name? The one he was with, what was her name? Oh, I forget her name. It was said like a million times. Esther, I think. Said like, where's the safe house? And she wouldn't say anything because of the safe house, you know, get ha ha he. So Deadpool finds him. And when he finds him, he actually kills him because that's what Captain America told him. And at the end of the story, he's like saying, you know, great work, Deadpool. I always knew that we could count on you. And it actually follows into Empire for, I don't know if it's for this week or next week. And then the other Deadpool is just for next time. So it was all right. I just didn't like Captain America's character where he's different. Plus, talks about Phil Coulson, who idolized Captain America as well in this book. Deadpool versus the Punisher, issue number 4. Now, this issue was really interesting. It was more focused on the Punisher versus Taskmaster, while Deadpool is left captive on a ship with Hudson. So Hudson's telling him that the Skull Man kidnapped him, and he's thinking the Punisher. But he also knows that Taskmaster has a skull also. So he, along with the Punisher, they team up with each other to face off against Taskmaster. And luckily for Hudson, who has the Taskmaster shields, defeats him. And then this is where it gets a little bit weird in the end. Deadpool said, you know, Frank, after all the issues that you shot me in the head, issue by issue, to forget my memory, well, right in the head to the Punisher. And Deadpool's the winner, as to be concluded. So, I don't think the Punisher has a healing factor where he's going to survive after a bullet to the head. And not one for Jay and the Wimp, just the Punisher, a shot to the head. So, I don't know. It's going to be concluded after that, but... wow.
Now, I would like some people, because I know Justin reads this. I know a few people read this book. Hulk issue number 6. I don't know how to feel about this book. I really don't. We went 5 issues of, oh, is she going to Hulk out? Is she going to finally Hulk out? Is she going to Hulk out? To when she finally does Hulk out.
Oh.
6 issues later, though.
That's a long time.
And it's 1 issue a month.
That is a half a year is a long time.
So we get a flashback first of Jen with her brother, and it's kind of weird. The artist draws She-Hulk. Basically, it's Jen with green skin. She doesn't even have like a muscle tone or anything. It's just green skin Jen that we're seeing in the comics now. Because you turn the page, you get to Jen in, you know, being trapped and fighting this monster. And Jen pretty much looks exactly like she did when she was She-Hulk, except with regular skin. So, Jen hulks out. Finally. After Lord knows how long that we've been waiting for this. And apparently she becomes like the Creeper. I'm trying to get a good picture of what she looks like when she's just standing like there. So she's basically the Creeper. Shadowed face, all the scars from what happened in the Ultimates. Kind of broken language, but not completely really. Like, she still kind of is minorly in control, but anger is kind of what's fueling it. She fights this monster. She kind of has like Hulk language when it comes to this girl, and the monster tries to work her fear in, and her fear makes her madder. And the girl finds out that she was trapped. She wants the monster to kill her. Jen ends up saving her and running off, and there's a memorial for Bruce Banner, the end. And the girl is basically going to jail for a while, and she's going to need a lawyer, and Jen basically says, after what she put me through, no offense to her, but I'm not. No, Tamaki, Tamaki is actually writing this book. Bendis is not writing this Hulk book. Bendis wrote the other Hulk book. So I'm on the fence with this book, guys. This is the end of the first story arc. It's been a half a year because it's only one issue a month. And I feel like we had 5 months of leading up to this. And I didn't really get much of a payoff. I mean, yeah, she can Hulk out, and Minorly is in control, and I don't know. I mean, I am getting Hulk. I have Hulk all the way through until July, but I don't know if I want to order it for August. I don't know if I want to move this to a digital file. I don't even know if I want to continue to, there are a lot of books in my collection already. And I don't know if I want this in my physical collection or on my digital collection at this point. And I don't even know if I want it in my digital collection because the cover artist knows how to do She-Hulk. Internal artwork did not do justice to She-Hulk at all. Jen, drawn perfect. She-Hulk, not so much. And I don't know. I really don't know. I'm getting June's issue. I'm getting July's issue. I'll see. I'll see how the end of June goes, but for right now, I don't know if I'm going to be getting August's book. I'm gonna check out solicits for Hulk for the next couple of months, and I'll read the solicit for August. If I don't like it, I'll probably end up dropping it unless a team change happens. Then I'll wait for the team change, see how that is first before I drop it. But I'm on the fence with that. And Justin said, nope. I don't read Hulk. Almost everyone has dropped it. Needs to go on the list. Okay, well, I'm getting 2 more issues regardless. Anyway, I'm under contract with DCBS. I can't cancel anything for the next 2 months. However, we might be putting it on that drop pile starting August. So let's talk about Old Man Logan issue 24. I did a review of it on Frontline already. I'm not going to go creativity over continuity. Yeah. So I already reviewed this for Frontline, so I'm going to give you the abbreviated version. You can go check out my review. Hopefully you will, and you'll enjoy it. Logan decides he wants to stay in the past. Asmodeus ends up getting attacked by Iceman and Jean because apparently Iceman, they use Jay's logic, and basically Old Man Logan's past is the same as Wolverine's past. They skew off, I guess, towards wherever the oh God, fishbowl head. Oh, Mysterio thing. Whenever that happened. Whenever that happened, that's where their realities skew off in a different direction.
Oh, is that the cube thing that he throws for
No, where he made Wolverine kill all the X-Men in Old Man Logan's story in the Elseworld. So he's with his family. The Hulk show up collecting rent, and he's like, this is where I'm gonna change the future. I'm gonna change my future. I'm gonna pop my claws and I'm gonna kill him. And he can't do it. If you guys remember, he can't change the past. This is technically his past. Regardless, it's his past. So he realizes, shoot, I destroyed the medallion, and now I'm cursed to watch my family die again. And what happens is his daughter, because she felt bad that her father got beaten up by the Hulks, glued together the medallion for him. And basically he's met with the choice. Stay here and lose them again, or go back to the present and not have to relive watching them die again. And the choice is quite obvious. He goes back to the present. Asmodeus goes back to hell, and Logan finally decides, I'm not going to look into the past. I'm not going to look into going home anymore. Forgive me. I'm going to move forward. And then one day, we'll be together again. He says about his family, and it's time for me to start living again. Cannot wait for Diodato to jump in on Old Man Logan issue number 25. Lemire needs to come back to Animal. Oh, you're talking about Animal. You ready for this? Mike, I don't know if Mike's ready for this, and nobody spoil it. We're going to get to it. I reviewed this book also, so we're going to do the abbreviated for Secret Empire, issue number 3. I know I've heard everybody under the sun. You know what really bugs me when it comes to Secret Empire reviews? The people who want to get that clickbait by putting SJW, Secret Empire issue review or whatever, because they try to get those, oh God, what was it called? Clickbait. They try to get that clickbait in, so they put Social Justice Warriors cause Secret Empire. It's just stupid. I don't understand why they do that. I'm honest about my review, and they hate on it. One person really buried the book. I was watching his review, and this guy was completely out of his bird, and his commenters were just flocking, basically sheep flocking to what the leader is saying. But I disagree 100%. So there's a Steve Rogers still alive in some plane of existence somewhere. We don't know where yet. We have the Guardians trying to get help because Carol and the Corps and Alpha Flight are still trapped outside of Earth because of the big old shield that's around it. Things don't go well for Star-Lord. He ends up getting chased out. And they basically say death to Earth because Earth is basically pissed off every single alien society you can think of. So Hawkeye and Black Widow goes to Boomerang, who's running a restaurant now in Jersey, and Maria Hill's there too, and they're plotting the assassination of Captain America. You got Black Widow trading her revolutionaries in this book as well, teasing Uprising again to get it. You got Sam Wilson helping out Clint and the other Avengers to try to sneak out of America because they're going to go on the hunt for the pieces of the Cosmic Cube. We find out that Steve actually sent a team over to the oldest temple in Atlantis to find a Cosmic Cube piece. Piece is fake. Steve destroys the what do you call it? The oldest what do you call it? Building in Atlantis because he wants to send a message to Namor. We get a little bit more. Oh, and we find out that Steve Rogers is actually going to Ultron / Hank Pym for help. We get a little bit more of a flashback with the other Steve, our Steve, and Boomerang gets found out by Steve.
Oh.
And Steve sends one of his agents to get information from Boomerang. And that person is the Punisher.
What?
Hail Hydra. The Punisher.
Hail Hydra. What the? Oh, no. Why?
Uh-huh.
Why is he Hydra?
I don't know. But he's working for Steve.
Jeez. Oh, boy. All right. Let's get into one book that I have this week. Teen Titans Annual, issue number 1. It says special. I don't know why. But
This is the annual, I would think.
And this is the final part or finale to the Lazarus contract. And there's a lot of things that happen in this issue. It starts off where we get into a little bit of a story of Grant's story when he was like a little kid and then tested in the experiment while Deathstroke is trying to go back in time more to try to undo what he did to Grant, and then everything, Grant's like saying, it's too late for that. The damage has been done. All works pretty good, actually. And Deathstroke's just trying to go back more in time to see if he can reunite with his son and undo his wrong of what he did years ago. Meanwhile, the Teen Titans are doing their mission, and Damian's like being a real jerk, just leaving Wally West, the New 52, Wally West behind. Everyone's like saying, you shouldn't do that because Nightwing says, teams stick together. We get Jericho, who actually comes in and teams up with the Wally West pre-New 52 to go back in time to find Deathstroke. I love this splash page right here when they all go back in time and find Dick Grayson as Robin.
Mm-hmm. The original
Robin before he was Nightwing. And it's just the whole story of Deathstroke just redoing his wrong and everything. Wally West actually does come in and helps the fight where everyone's fighting Deathstroke. And let's just say it was just an all-out fight that I did not expect would be like so epic. And that's just the whole basics of the whole book. Like, they're just working together and trying to stop Deathstroke with his powers, to lose his powers and everything. And that's basically the whole thing. Like, he just pulls him out of the time paradox, and everything just turns out to be in the end where this is going to be continued in Deathstroke issue number 20, where he quit and Deathstroke is finished.
And then they give you 2 teasers for Titans and Teen Titans.
Yeah, and then Teen Titans, they give us a teaser of that. that Damien fired the new 52 Wally West. He says you're fired. And then in Titans, we find out some about the Wally West.
Wally's basically got a heart condition now. We don't know why.
Yeah. And we're going to find that out in Titans issue number 12, which is your issue that you're going to come back for. But whoa, the Lazarus contract, all the 4 parts. This was a really great read. I really enjoyed the story.
Jeremy Renfro, the reason I mentioned SHW is because everybody and their mother know that if you type that in with Marvel right now, it gets you 1 billion clicks. It has nothing to do. I agree with you 100%.
What's this?
Secret Empire and Social Justice Warriors.
Oh.
Secret Empire has nothing to do with the SJW, but for some reason, people get that click still.
Also, the Coveve thing that they're talking about, COVFEFE means coverage. It was a whole big thing about that too.
They need to go find Beta Ray Bill. He is the Earth's only Beta Ray Bill. Get Darren Green to off-panel Hydra Camp. We never know. June previews has Dr. Light on the cover of Deathstroke. Oh, that's for you.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I'm going to stick around after the next issue.
Last book for me, Trinity Annual. And it's one story. It's a one and done story. So the Trinity go out for, just to keep themselves human. And this is what bugs me, though. It continues off of the heels of that Trinity issue where it was Lex Luthor, Ra's al Ghul, and Cirque together, and they were planning against the Trinity, which is Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. They do confirm that Lex Luthor did leave back in Trinity issue number 7, so it's just Ra's al Ghul and Cirque. And what happens is they end up finding Etrigan, or Etrigan ends up finding them, and he ends up sending a picture of the demons killing Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. And then he gets trapped in the, what was this pit called? The Pandora's pit. So there's a Lazarus pit, there's a Pandora's pit. And what happens is it frees the Etrigan demon from Jason Blood. So now Etrigan is free, Jason Blood is free as well, and he's aging and dying. And now it's up to Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman to stop the demon Etrigan. So Superman and Wonder Woman are fighting the demons and the demon Etrigan. Batman finds Jason Blood to try to undo what happened. He needs strong souls in order to rebind Etrigan to himself. So Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman make the ultimate sacrifice to re-imprison Etrigan. And basically they sacrifice their lives in order to save the world. But Cirque says that, no, I'm not going to let this happen. I'm going to sacrifice I'm going to give my power and let the Trinity live. So this whole story arc means nothing now because she wants Wonder Woman to die by her hands. So basically the whole BS of destroying the Trinity, she just decided, nope, I want to do it myself. I don't want the Trinity. I don't want Wonder Woman to die to save the world and to bring Etrigan, to re-imprison Etrigan. So the Trinity wins. They all live for some weird reason. And Jason Blood, the picture he sent Batman where it looked like the demons were killing them is now gone. The pit has disappeared. It's moved somewhere else. And you're going to love this because the next Trinity that Cirque and Ra's al Ghul are going to be chasing after.
Red Hood and the Outlaws?
So I think the next annual for Red Hood and the Outlaws
is going to be that.
Is exactly going to be that.
Oh, wow.
So that's where Cirque and Ra's al Ghul are going to go.
Lots of things.
It's definitely Trinity has been a book that is like just these random hosh-posh stories with Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, and I want a little bit more, man. I'm hoping that they really try to do something with Trinity finally, because Trinity is definitely the weaker of the Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman family right now. I really want it to be good, and I feel like they're just giving us random stories. This annual, I could care less about. We all know how everybody felt about Trinity issue 7. The first story arc was okay, could have been better, and then the story arcs that followed it were the same. Okay, but could have been better. So I'm hoping we get a little bit more as we move forward with Trinity, or I might actually move it to a digital pile because I really am not feeling anything with Trinity. I feel like it's just a random hodgepodge of stories right now. but there's always hope for the future.
Yep.
Etrigan needs a mini-series. I agree. That would be cool. Francis should have made Trinity a mini-series. That would have been cool, too. A mini-series or a maxi-series, a 12-part maxi-series. That would have been fine, too. Make it one big story arc, but they didn't. World's Finest was random. World's Finest was random, but it had stories to it. This one, the first story arc was a story, but then everything was kind of like issue 7 was made for the annual. Issue 8 and 9, or we're now in Dead Space. That's what's the current story in Trinity. I don't know. Just me. But with that, that's it for this review, guys. I'm going to throw out there really quick for everybody watching this on Frontline that Michael and I will not be on Frontline live this Tuesday. We didn't do a haul video this week because we had 7 books and only like 2 or 3 extra comics that I will take and put into next week's pile instead. So there was no haul. We won't be making Frontline live this Tuesday. There's another Tuesday, maybe a third Tuesday this month where we won't make it. So far, it's just 2. I'll let you guys know when we get to the next Tuesday. But we will not be on Frontline live this Tuesday. So we will see you guys live again on Friday for Dark Avenger live. And then follow that with the Dark Avenger comic book haul. I will have reviews up this week. I'll probably have 1 only. It's a very busy week.
For me this week.
Really?
There isn't no review.
Oh, wow. So I'll probably have 1 review up this week. The month of June is a very busy month over here by us. You're watching this on my channel. It's still June. I don't know what point in June. Maybe it's towards the end of June. The whole month of June is a very busy month for in this house. So it's going to be, I'm going to be touch and go when it comes to videos and live shows and stuff like that. It's just a very, very, very busy month. Beginning of July, things kind of loosen up a bit again. So hopefully, it's summertime. It's like with Mike Spider Slayer. He has tennis camp. Mike's got summer camp that he's starting. I've got stuff that I'm going to be doing with Tommy for the summer. So it's a busy time. It's the busiest 3 months of the year. And this month, there's actually extra stuff going on. So this month is touch and go. We'll see where July and August goes, but I don't see too much going on in July and August. But for the month of June, it's going to be very touch and go. Thank you all so much for being here with us. And now it's your turn. For those of you that are watching this post live, let us know what you thought about the books that came out this week. Do you agree with what we said? Do you disagree? Likes, dislikes, agree, disagree? Recommendations. We'd love to hear from you guys. Yep. And as always, we are Comic Frontline, your #1 source for comic-related news, reviews, and a whole bunch more. If you're new to this channel, hopefully you will subscribe. This way we're in your sub box. You don't miss out on a single video. And like I mentioned, we have 3 live shows every week, so definitely click that notification bell so you know when we go live. We have a minimum of 3. We got more than 3 sometimes, some weeks. It depends on what we're doing. Also, for everybody who was with us here live, first of all, it's Sunday at 1 a.m., guys, in New York. Dang, thank you all so much for being here with us. Take care. Have a great rest of your Sunday night. And if you're watching this on my channel, have a great, whenever you're watching this, this will probably be going up 12 in the afternoon. So have a great rest of your day. And we will see you guys next time in the next video. Keep reading, keep collecting. And we'll see you guys then.
Hey, everybody.